Welcome to Bullet Point. We are your hosts. I'm EP.
I'm JM.
Every week we're going to talk about competitive shooting and everything around it.
So, if you are an aficionado, enthusiast, or just plain curious, this is your show.
You can connect with us through PHLV Radio Facebook page, Bullet Point Facebook page, or simply email us at bulletpointmediaproduction@gmail.com.
Now, don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel so you can get the latest episodes of Bullet Point. Are you ready?
Stand by. All right, welcome back, Mr. JM.
Oh my God, it's been a while.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah, wow.
Wow, it's been well, guys, it's going to be an exciting topic for us tonight. 2025
Yes.
World Shoot
Recap.
Recap.
That's
hey,
right.
Mr. World Shoot.
No, it was fun. It was fun.
fun, huh?
I think everybody's focused on that a few weeks ago.
And everybody here too is waiting waiting to hear from you.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I was able to go out there, just kind of look at the scene and obviously represent the U.S. as far as like Migz on the junior division.
I can't wait to talk about that, man.
We'll talk about that for sure, but we'll talk about how the U.S. placed overall.
Let me just maybe a quick insights for everybody about PCC World Shoot history, maybe just to give you a little bit of that, guys. Because the IPSC pistol caliber carbine World Shoot is relatively new, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is a new add-on to the Confederation roster of the world level competition, right?
Yeah,
it's a new.
Yeah.
Is it the first one?
It's the very first one. Okay. So it's the inaugural world shoot. This was supposed to happen during the COVID years. So they put a stop on it.
Okay.
They kind of let that pass. Now 2025 was the year to really get a green light to execute this,
and it happened.
The IPSC. So the folks up in Czech Republic, all the match directors, Marquetta, they did a phenomenal job.
Wow.
Especially like the first year. Not the first year, but the first time this is going to be held. All the logistics, it's just thinking about it, it was just, I'm sure they worked their butts off. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is a 30-stage design that all of the shooters have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is a competitive shooting. Speed, accuracy, power is always going to be there, right?
Yeah.
So,
this is the core of what IPSC really does.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it's handgun or PCC.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 30 stages.
Okay.
So the way they did it, the way they accommodated it, it was 2 ranges.
Okay.
Oblekovich and Hodonitz.
Okay.
So both are, a big chunk of it was on the Hodonitz area.
Okay.
18 stages was set up there, and then the other one was like around 12.
All right. The categories there: overall, lady, junior, senior, super senior divisions, right?
Your traditional categories that you normally see even here on the USPSA side.
Okay. That's awesome. What can you say about Team USA's performance?
No, Team USA delivered. They
really,
delivered, and they delivered pretty good.
Awesome.
A lot of podium finishes overall.
That's a good news, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Also, not only that, but the other parts of the world, man. It's just very eye-opening.
Yeah.
Just to see, PCC. We all know PCC here in the stateside.
Of course.
How popular, that division is. But when it comes to like overseas, there are some serious talent there.
Wow.
That's out there that are running.
Can't wait, there's the next one, right? This is every
4 years.
4 years.
Yes.
Wow.
It's like the Olympics. Like it's every 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So
and then I heard about the what do you call this? The execution during the inaugural of the PCC World Shoot. It's
basically a lot of people really prepared really hard for this this match. Not just an ordinary match. I mean, we all know whenever World Shoot comes around, this is the best of the best. And it takes 6 months to a year of preparation, maybe even more for other shooters.
Yeah, and then again, you mentioned about Team USA. They delivered a very strong performance.
Yep.
Kudos to everybody, man.
Yeah.
A lot of what do you call it, podium finishes.
Yeah, a lot of podium finishes.
Top 10 overall.
Yeah. No, it's a very dominating. Like US really delivered on the podium. Even though so the U.S. sent about over 82 delegates.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot, right? Yeah. And there are some finishes, but also like going to World Shoot, just finishing the whole World Shoot alone is a huge accomplishment for the most shooters. That's like the goal for them, right?
Of course.
So some of the shooters I've spoken to from other parts of the world. Some of them, I really don't care for the whether I win or not. I just want to finish it.
Yeah, that's true. And for me, I only know PCC here. But I heard the stages were faster. And more technical.
It is
physically demanding. A lot of running.
So the way they always do it on in the IPSC world is they want to make sure they hit those dynamics and sometimes it's just static. You're standing there, but there are a lot of movers and bobbers.
Wow.
On that specific stage.
How far?
Well, it's you're looking at about 15 to 20 yards.
Okay.
But they do have a stage there where it's like 80 yards.
There is, huh?
80 yard papers.
Wow.
And then 50 yard swingers.
Wow.
And you're looking at about 30 to 40 yard mini poppers.
That's crazy.
And small plates.
It's small plates, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
The mini plates.
Since you mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
So, what moment or what stage, as far as you can remember, defined the match for Team USA?
It's stage 14 is a good one.
That stood out, huh?
Yeah, it's and then also the long range ones.
Okay.
Because that tested a lot. So the U.S. Team had a lot of like really heavy hitters on the rifle side. That competed in the World Shoot Rifle, and just a lot of experience overall.
Of course. Yeah.
So there are stages that are far shots, and some of them are you're bracing, you're barricading your rifle on some of the stages.
Wow.
So the accuracy and the farther shots, I think that was the one also that dictated Team USA's successful overall.
It demands a lot of precision.
And patience.
Patience, right?
Patience. You got to get your hits. You got to get your hits.
I heard there's a lot of aggressive transitions as well.
Yeah, there are a lot of hard leans. There's some hard leans. A lot of the way IPSC does is one small step, that target disappears, and then another one. So you only have a small window.
Very technical.
It's very technical.
Yeah.
So I think. Overall, like here, we're accustomed to the USPSA, silhouette board, spray and go, right? Yeah. So IPSC will, it demands a lot more, technicality and precision and timing. So that's that plays a lot in the World Shoot stage.
Well, you and I, we shoot a lot of handguns.
Yeah.
So what do you think is what differentiates now PCC, the way that you look at it here when it's being played here in the US, and when you saw it in the World Shoot?
Well,
it made you excited?
Yeah, no, it's so the world can, so the world can run.
Okay.
With the US, the US when it comes to PCC.
Okay.
But the technicality side and the skill-based stages, I think we're lacking here.
Okay.
On the state side, we need more IPSC style matches, basically,
that's
to prepare us for the future.
Huh? Yeah. I know PCC is all about rhythm and movement.
Yeah.
I bet you saw it there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's some of the it really brought, like World Shoot stage, it brings out, the best of the best shooters out there. Yeah. There are stages there that you can shoot multiple ways. Like the start anywhere stages, right? There are a lot of options. It will really just be, coming down to how you're going to prepare for your stage.
Okay. And then I also, this is what I feel like. PCC really resonates so well with the American shooters.
Yeah. It's an AR style platform
mostly, or everyone uses an AR style.
Everyone.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. So if that makes it the AR style platforms, guys. And the affordability and the control of PCC. When you run, when you carry it, I don't know, because it's an American gun.
Yeah. No, it's it's a great platform. It's a fun, fast, and incredibly accessible for especially for younger competitors.
The newer ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have a good question for you. I think this is the part that I really want to talk about. Who were the standouts? U.S. performers during that competition.
Pavel won overall.
Oh wow! He's from what do you call this?
Slovenia.
Okay, Slovakia, Slovenia, something like that, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's the overall champ. Oh
yes.
wow!
Yeah. He took overall.
Okay.
Max was behind 12 points.
Wow, that was
really, really super close.
Wow.
So it came down to the wire.
Okay.
I was there. I saw the stage. And it just. So, if you haven't done World Shoot, right, the margin of error in these divisions, even the Open that you and I, participate, PCC, it's so slim. The margin of error is so slim. Like if you run a stage and you get a lot more alphas than I would, and I have a lot less alphas and more Charlies. It's so hard to come back from that.
Wow.
So it's really you gotta have you have to have the discipline to really run it perfectly as best as you can.
Yeah.
Against your opponents, because again, you fall back. It's hard to kind of take over and surpass those mistakes if you have any at all. But that's the big challenge that I saw. Overall on some of these stages.
And I also heard the three overall finishers, they're all close.
Yes.
Points to with each other, right?
Yeah.
That's what you were saying.
Right.
It could make or break you. Not just one alpha and Charlie.
If you shoot a Charlie, two Charlies, and I shot a Charlie Delta, imagine that's
huge.
Kind of That's how big or slim the window is.
Wow. And that's for the optic division, right? I also
there's
know
there's
an iron sights division.
Yeah. Iron sights are, man, I tip my hat off to those guys. Those skill level. Brian Nelson took overall.
Yeah.
I spoke with him. I had the opportunity to chit chat with him. After the awards and the ceremony, and that guy is just a beast.
Really? Yeah. How old is he?
He's probably. You know what? I don't know, but I think
he's young?
he's like probably in his 30s.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe late 30s, something like that.
Philippines came in next.
Yes.
Aaron Lanuza is second.
The Filipinos dominated. Surprisingly, PCC is very, very new in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So considering they've adapted the mini rifle and the PCC platform, and then go to World Shoot and then place podium.
Can you imagine that? It's new. PCC is new in the Philippines, and there's gone banned too.
Right. You got elections and whatnot. So.
How can you do those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of challenges before you even go to a World Shoot.
Right. There's a lot of hurdles. Yeah.
Oh man.
But no, it's the iron sights guys. They've really pushed the envelope as far as you can. Just imagine iron sights on 50 to 80 yards on an open paper.
You and your gun should be so in sync that you know where the bullet's gonna go.
Yeah. I don't know if you got the chance to see. Did you see Brian Nelson's
No, I haven't.
PCC?
No, I haven't.
It looks like an M16.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
With a carry handle and
really?
the iron sight.
Oh, wow. Maybe he snips with it. I don't know. He knows his gun so well.
It's pretty cool, you know.
So PCC Optics Lady Division. I know the Team USA clinched gold with a very commanding lead.
Yes.
You know, to the team or to the runner-up.
Yeah. So. I think we have Justine.
Yeah.
Like really dominating that.
It was good, huh?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. She shot like crazy.
I saw some video how she did it. Oh my God.
Very aggressive, which is the way you're supposed to.
Aggressive and so confident in how she does it. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just remember when she was so young when we were shooting,
at
Utah. Subs, right? Oh my God! Congratulations to you, Justine. You know, so of course. I want to talk about Jeremy Chulik.
Yeah. Jerry's the OG.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, it's every time, I was so shy to kind of introduce myself or walk up to him because he's like there's an aura.
Yeah.
That glows whenever he's just like, man, this is just the legend. But he dominated the Grand Senior.
Wow.
In PCC Optics.
Well, I wouldn't. I always look at him as a revolver guy.
Yeah,
but, now he's doing PCC,
right.
and still get it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No, but this one, I want to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Your boy. Oh my
Our boy.
God.
Born and raised in Las Vegas.
Woo, Migz Valencia. Come on, tell me more about it, man.
Yeah, no, he was able to bag the PCC Optics Junior Division.
Woohoo!
He placed, I think, 25th overall.
Wow. How old is he now?
He's 15 still.
Okay. What did you do to your son, man?
So in the PCC Optics, I believe there's like 820 plus or 30 plus competitors.
Wow.
And then the mini rifle was around, like 300-400, something like that.
Yeah.
There's about the data came back to like close to like a little over 1,100 competitors in 53 countries.
Wow.
52, 53 countries.
And then Migz got it as the what do you call this? Optics, PCC Optic Junior Champion.
Yeah, junior champion. And then the team, the junior team,
the junior
took
team?
silver.
Wow.
Took silver as a team. And then also Migz won the shoot-off, which is, a side, it's
I actually love
match.
watching those.
It's cool. I'm so nervous.
You were the one.
When he was, I'm going to be honest, I was trying not to look, basically. I was just trying to listen to the steel fall.
Okay, let me ask you, what did he tell you when he was doing that? Did he even feel about, I was so nervous?
No,
it's okay.
So he always puts this game face on that you can't you wouldn't know. It's crazy. Yeah, no, you wouldn't know. He doesn't have. I'm glad he was able to perform the way we want him to perform at that level, especially being his first world shoot.
Exactly.
So
speaking about first world shoot, this is in fact the first PCC world shoot.
Yes.
So he's the first PCC junior champ.
Yep.
He's gonna be in all the books. I'm telling you. Oh
yeah.
My God.
No, that was big. That was honestly the way I look at it. When we were training for this, I approach it as that because I sat down with him and said, hey, this was like 6, 7, maybe 8 months ago.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to make history here. And let's do it. Let's be the first. Be the first junior out there for the PCC division.
And it happened, man.
And it did. I'm glad it did.
Congratulations, bro.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so Sophia Byram. There's a PCC Optic. What do you call this? Super Junior.
Yeah, Super Junior is basically like they cap it at 14 and below.
Okay.
Yeah, so 14 and below. It's Super Junior.
Okay.
So Sophia is Migz's teammate as well.
Wow.
In the juniors division, and she's, I have this story of her. This was a couple this was day 2, or maybe day 1 on the other range.
Okay.
And the targets were about 50 yards.
Okay.
Paper.
50 yards.
50 yards.
So the ROs,
the ROs hop on their e-bikes to go to the target, and then they radio.
How far it is.
Yeah, they radio the shots to the scorer. To the scorer, to the scorekeeper, and then so basically you stand there as a shooter, and then you just listen to the call.
The call, yeah.
So being 50 yards in. She's a rifle shooter. She participated in the world shoot for the rifles in Finland the previous year.
Okay.
And she goes like this, and so she just shot, right? And they were calling out the shots, and then she just kind of squinted a little bit and then lifted her glasses, and she's like, "Oh, those are Alpha Charlie," and we're all like. How did you could see that? Like 50 yards? And remember, the targets
are smaller.
Are white.
Are white, that's correct.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So you can't see, and the sun is beaming behind us. And I'm like, how did you see that? So and then when we listen to the radio, it's Alpha Charlie.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Man. That's great. And that's a 9mm at that.
Yeah.
It's a smaller hole.
Yeah, and mind you, she's only 14. And I was like, how did you see that?
Congratulations, Sophia. And of course, we mentioned about Brian Nelson on a PCC iron overall.
Yeah.
And that's tough, man, for a 50-yard and using an iron.
It's crazy.
Oh, man.
The plates are so small. Even I was asking Migz on the mini plates, and they're once it's out there and you're moving and it's there, it's small.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that. Oh, man. All right. So, of course, the PCC Iron Division, the top team standing, you mentioned that United States really came in first.
Yep.
So Brian Nelson and the team really got the first place. Team Philippines got the second.
Philippines bagged a lot of podium finishes and medals.
Wow.
And they were up there with the Team USA. When it came to awards, and there were some really talented shooters that placed pretty well.
Can you imagine that this Iron Division? It's new in the Philippines. Of course, Czech Republic came in third for this one, right? So that's awesome. Okay, PCC Optic Division, of course, Team USA.
Yeah.
Got the first place.
Max, Justine, Zach, and Scott.
Okay.
They won, and then Slovenia or Slovakia, Pavol, Marin, and then Samuel. Samuel is Migz's competitor in the junior.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Even the junior division was like neck and neck.
That's how it is.
That's how the talent out there in Europe is.
Well,
I'm
still gonna go with the Migz, right?
That's it. I'm still gonna go with USA.
1 point or 2 point difference is still a win.
right. And then you got Czech Republic.
Yeah,
so
course,
those
Czech
are
Republic are doing. They're good at what they do, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Awesome. On this next topic, JM, I would want to highlight, just for everybody to get to know Migz, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So Migz Valencia, of course, is our 2025 PCC Junior World Shoot Champion. All right.
Yeah.
So, what's the background of Migz? How did you bring him to get to shoot?
Yeah. So a big component of that was or at least it propelled back in 2011. I mean 2020. I'm sorry. 2021.
Okay.
2021.
That's when he started, right?
That's when he started.
Okay.
So he was just
He does he even know guns at the time?
You know what? So he's been buying. I've been buying him a lot of like Nerf growing up. Nerf guns. BBs.
BB guns. Yeah.
Airsoft stuff. Something that I can hear him like put the CO2 cartridge in the room and just kind of
play with it.
Yeah,
right?
play with it.
Yeah.
But he started about roughly about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And then he just wanted to come and see because he was bored at home.
Okay.
He was never really a heavy, like the kids these days are like video games and all that, computers and phones. He was always the active kind of person to go out and
I could
play.
see that, yeah.
So little by little, at first, our good friend and a very close friend of ours, Miko, was the one who started him. With the safety. lending.
This is the time that
gun.
you guys were shooting already, right?
This was the time that that he started to shoot.
Okay.
And at that time he was still so small that he couldn't. he need help racking the firearm,
okay.
right? The MPX at that time.
Yeah.
But he liked it.
Okay.
To him, it's just like playing a video game, right?
Okay.
Or at least the reference.
Yeah.
And then we started training him. We started tagging along in the matches,
okay.
getting experience, learning the ins and outs, and he's still learning to this day.
Definitely, yeah.
But there's a point where we crossed and spoke to him, and he really wanted to do.
Meaning,
this
spoke to him heart to heart. Hey, is this really something you want to do? Something like that?
Right. This is something like, because at that time, like a couple years ago, he's already like. Dominating here in Nevada,
okay.
in Las Vegas, and then whenever we go, he'll win.
Okay.
So at that point, we're noticing the trend in the patterns. So if we spoke, and he was the one that actually initiated and say, hey, this is something that I want to focus on. And
wow. So it came from him, huh? Wow.
It came from him. It's a very organic decision.
Okay.
It wasn't forced.
And, was he coachable?
Very coachable.
Good.
So that's one thing that Miko would attest.
Okay.
You say something, and a lot of the students that we've seen, and grow is a different, has a different approach, right?
Okay.
Migz's approach is basically, you'll tell him what to do. He'll carry on those assignments to the next stage, and then add more, and then be consistent. So it's basically one of those things that you can apply it all the way through the match, all the way to the end.
That's something a good student will always be listening and applying what he's actually being taught about.
Right.
So kudos to
I'm big on body language on the range. I observe a lot of people, not just juniors, but overall like shooters. I look at them, how their demeanor and how their body reacts to the environment that we're at, right?
Yeah.
So if it's if you're receiving that person as focused and really want to learn, there's good potentials, and there are some shooters that are just, hey, I'm just here for a good time. Okay, well,
actually, there are.
Like,
I go out there. Oh, I'm gonna have a good time.
That's it.
Man, I'm having fun.
Right. So it's where you have to draw the line of this. Is this a hobby or is this a sport?
Definitely, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If this is a sport, then we will treat this as like you're the athlete here, and we're gonna focus and invest on a lot of time and resources for you to succeed.
Definitely. And then I know I was just telling you, all the challenges that you guys went through just before you even go to Czech Republic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kudos to you guys. It's all
it's
all worth it, man.
Thank you.
Have a quick look on this video that we can actually show to everybody. Guys, this is some of the highlights of the stages of Migz. You might want to maybe share about what you actually see. So
there are some mix of short and like medium to short courses here.
Wow, look at that.
And there are like I said, the way IPSC does their stages is you'll have to really be be patient with the long shots. This particular stage is the one that I told you that this is like a 40-50 yard mixture of like not only papers but steel.
I just heard that.
Yeah. Like see that you can barricade or you can brace on that pallet, but those are long shots. And it's a short stage. You only go from one to left to right or right to left.
Oh, look at this. It's a short stage. How many rounds are this?
It's an average of like 12 to 20.
Wow.
You know, but a lot of those medium stages or short stages.
Are you ready?
This is a little trippy because this was like a 270-degree stage. So where I'm facing or where I'm videoing is basically I'm facing the range, and this goes like a U-shaped stage.
Oh wow!
You start from the other side.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's like a 270-degree or 180-degree stage. So
That's a scary stage.
Yeah, yeah. We had to clarify which is the 180.
Yeah, definitely.
Before we start, you know, this is more of a long stage. But
that's right.
yeah, it's a longer stage. A lot of you know, there's some reloads incorporated with that. You know, and then yeah, the IPSC likes to do like short and medium approach.
Stages,
approaches. You know, and the ROs did an amazing job. Every RO is super professional. They're pretty strict because they want to uphold that level of competitiveness.
Yeah.
But every stage has like 5 ROs.
Really? 5?
Yeah, 5.
Wow.
Yeah, if you look at that, there's like all of them are like, you know, one is a scorer, one is a timekeeper, and then the rest will call out the shots. The good thing about World Shoot is they tape, we don't.
That's right.
that was awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
I love those.
Yeah,
you know, look at this.
This
I think. Oh my God, this is the shoot off. Who was he competing with?
I think this was like there's 3 rounds.
Okay.
And I think this is the first round. Okay. And it's a single elimination.
Yeah. Once you're out, you're out.
You're
right?
out. Yeah. Once you lose,
look at this. Look at this.
Yeah. It's everyone is
Everybody's watching.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Everyone is watching. So there's 6 poppers, mini poppers, and then there's a reload incorporated in between those shots. You know. So that
did he just held his magazine while shooting it?
Yep. So that's his style.
What?
Yeah. So he knocked down 6 mini poppers, and then you have to have a reload on your first or last shot, or in between that.
In between. Wow.
If you notice, if you reload, and then you still put your support hand into the forearm of the PCC, it's longer. So to save time, you only need 1 shot.
Yeah.
So to save time, all you have to do is just put the magazine and just shoot it. But it's not an easy feat.
Well, you have to make sure that you get that shot,
right?
Though, yeah?
Get the reload and get the shot.
Get that shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
man, who taught him that?
we try to develop a faster way to to save time.
Yeah.
You know, and keep shooting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's
maybe what we can do the next time is we call Migz here and tell his story.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get him down here. You know.
Oh man. Okay. Maybe I've seen that. I've seen how Migz did it, and congratulations to you, man.
Thank you.
I know how what do you call it? How the support that you've given.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk to us, this is what's gonna happen. Oh my god. So yeah.
No, overall, it was a wonderful experience. Yeah. From start to finish. And when I say start to finish, like when we started a paperwork process, the permits. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Not that difficult to fly with firearms across Europe,
different
countries. And the organization itself did a great job to accommodate shooters.
That's good.
In the airport, through the airport, we have representatives there.
Wow.
That assists our firearm with the Czech police once we landed in Prague.
Yeah.
And they made that process very.
There you go, guys. If you want to go World Shoot the next time, so you know.
And then even returning back home was also a great experience.
Yeah.
But and even the place that Znojmo was a great town.
Yeah.
Very old winery town that we stayed at for like a week. And the food is amazing, and we did a little bit of like sightseeing and a little bit of tour. You
were saying that's an hour away from 3 hours away from Prague.
It's about 2.5 to about 2 hours and 45 minutes away from Prague. By car. Okay. South, and it's like an hour away from Vienna, from Austria.
You're almost there, huh?
We're almost there, but it's one of those things that I'm glad I was able to visit that country.
Yeah.
And kind of opened up my eyes in the like the European scene.
Side, yeah.
I think next year we're talking about because they do this Extreme Euro in Czech Republic.
Oh, I think I want to go there. They did it last year. Yeah. This year in Florida.
No,
was that an Extreme Euro?
No, that's not Extreme Euro. Extreme Euro is always in Czech Republic.
Oh,
Same
really?
range.
Let's go there now.
So you and I can go, and that's all divisions.
Okay,
that's all divisions. That's
okay,
PCC
sign me up.
Open. So we can do a little bit of shooting and then sightseeing.
And sightseeing, right?
Yeah.
When you go sightseeing with your friends, who beats that, man, right? Okay.
Yeah.
A couple more questions to you, boss.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy and execution. You were talking about preparation of Migz, right? So, for the whole team, maybe what kind of preparation goes into this level of competition? Just for everybody to know,
No, it takes a lot. You have to have a clear goal.
Okay.
What is the goal for World Shoot?
Okay.
Right. And then from there, you kind of build your training regimen.
Mm-hmm.
What I could tell you is 6 months ago, all the way up to World Shoot, we approached every single local matches or level 2 match as if you are at a World Shoot. And then we incorporated training. It's not enough to just attend local matches. You have to have a training in between. The physical aspect of it. You're going to the gym. Diet's a big thing. You have to have a proper, strict diet if you want to succeed. Really, those are the tools that
well,
if
you're a boxer, you do that.
Right. You don't if you're a boxer, you don't train last weekend to fight this coming weekend. We all know how that's going to happen.
Exactly.
So this is the same approach. It's we always kind of looked at it from, hey, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for us. We have to go all in. We have to go all in. We have to be 110% on every single thing, even the firearm, the PCC. JP was so gracious enough to push those rifles into production, give it to Migz's hands before so he can train it like 3 months before World Shoot. Even Supervel ammo here in town with Mike, being able to really develop a load that would be able to compete match and go to Europe and have 100% flawless 100% cycling ammo on your PCC. So those are the things that there's a lot that happens behind the scenes, and we we go through these regimen and we course correct. So whatever throughout the whole process, if it's not working, we course correct it. So the end goal is what we want to do. To make history and have an opportunity to stand in that podium. But what would it take for us to get there to that level?
Exactly.
Right?
I think that's also the answer of my next question. Mm-hmm. What strategic advantages did the Team USA had or showed during the competition? Those things that you said are very important on the back end.
Right.
On the front end, of course, you need to have the stage breakdowns. You know how to break down those stages, or how to minimize those transitions, etc. But I know Team USA, I think they're sufficient for that.
They are. So the backbone of that is experience.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
So the big part of it is experience. We have experience and seasoned shooters that's been in that stage many times. Yeah. Or big stage many times, right? Max has been there countless, endless times.
Yeah.
And even just sharing and picking his brain. And overall, when you get to a world shoot, when you get to that level, the air of the competition is there. You can see the banners flying,
Really, yeah.
the flags are flying, the IPSC flag is there. And then you feel it. You feel it in the air that everyone here is about to have fun and compete. But when that buzzer goes off, everyone here is. Everyone's going to be your competition.
I know,
you
right?
have to be
Okay.
110%.
You zone out, right?
Right. Yeah. No. Every Team USA brought their A game for
That's
sure.
good. Congratulations again, Team USA. But look at this. These are the good stuff.
Yeah.
When things go right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So how did of course you've seen some shooters making mistakes.
Yeah.
And how do you think they handled it?
I think they handled it graciously. Even Migz made a few, correctable errors.
Yeah.
Even the team did, the
Yeah.
junior team, and even I think everyone had the situation where they had to course correct. But 30 stages is a lot of stages.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
one of those stages will go bad. What I mean?
one, two, maybe three of them will go bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the key here, if you look at it on an overall, at least in my point of view, is you have to stay consistent.
There you go.
You just have to stay consistent. And if you look at all the previous winners of the world shoot, doesn't matter if it's this one, the first one, PCC or handgun.
Yeah.
Look at the handgun. Like Eric Grafel doesn't, he's not like super fast. He's not super slow either. He's right in the middle of the pack. But why would he be always on top? Top
average.
one, number two, or even number three on like world shoot stage?
Yeah.
But he goes consistent. Consistency is the key.
Yeah. And then of course, at this level of competition, most of us, especially on those not on that high level, when something goes on or it doesn't go according to plan, it already defines the whole game for you. So the recovery at this type of a level of a game, you should know how to take those kind of mistakes, and recover fast. And maybe stay calm. Look at another stage.
Right. So to your point, don't get rattled.
There you go. Reset fast.
Reset fast. Make sure you understand what you're doing, what's happening. You'll be able to recognize what is happening to you, whether it's your gun, it's your whatever. But to stay calm and composed. And don't just panic and do something crazy. And it should not ruin your day. No, it shouldn't.
So that was the past. Let's focus on the current stage. You take one stage at a time.
Right. A lot of these mistakes that happen, it's normally from the lack of training.
Okay.
Right. So from dry firing, we talked about that hundreds of times. Dry firing, and even how to approach this in local matches. Your preparation. There's even in the boxing world, they always say there's levels to this.
Yes.
Right. There's levels to it. It doesn't happen overnight. So hopefully being able to build those those blocks, those learning blocks, and have a really, really strong mental and physical game whenever you get at that level.
I've seen how dedicated Migz when when we were talking about his training. You do exercise in the morning, do exercise in the evening.
It's literally blood, sweat, and tears.
There you go.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
It just didn't happen.
So it's you have to really push hard. There's a difference. Yes, we all want our kids to succeed, right? We all want our kids to succeed and be whatever they're doing in life, whether it's business or school or sports.
Definitely.
But on the coaching side, you have to be able to have your athlete or your talent know, hey, we're going to push you, and it's going to be uncomfortable. it's not going to be good.
It's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. Yeah. You're going to wake up, your body is going to be aching.
Yeah.
But I always keep on telling him, hey, if you don't want to do this, that's fine. It's completely, we can do something else.
Yeah.
So whatever makes you happy, I want you to make sure that you're enjoying, you want this too, So
that's good. We have a lot to talk about World Shoot, man. But just before we end the show, I have one more question to you, okay? Because I know our viewers or people are anxious. What were the dominant PCC setups for the Team USA or for the other teams as well? What were they using?
Their platform.
Yeah.
So JP was there, right? So JP Enterprises was there. So they provided a lot of the U.S. team. Mean Arms was also there.
Mean Arms was there. Okay.
And then I think Max and Justine and Jerry and all the other shooters that we have, Kyle Litzy, and they all rocking the Mean Arms. Da Vinci, the owner of Da Vinci is also part of our U.S. delegate. He was there too.
Okay.
So shout out to that guy, David Padavon, because he brought like around 25 rifles.
Oh.
And then he lent Team Canada because they couldn't shoot because of their the assault weapons ban in their country. So he brought those extra rifles for them to shoot.
Wow! Yeah. Kudos to you, man.
So it's again, it's a different atmosphere, the camaraderie, the brothership, and the sisterhood that formed during that
definitely,
time.
I could see that. Yeah.
It's beyond I think to me it's beyond the medals, the personal medals and achievement, but. These equipments, the companies, they kind of, it just happened organically. Even after the match, the jersey exchange, that's a tradition.
That's a good one.
It's a tradition.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. Yeah.
So you have competitors all over the world that will walk up to you and say, "Hey, let's swap jerseys." Kind of like what the NBA does,
that's
right?
Swap jerseys.
So that's a good
swap.
thing. Yeah, it's a fun thing to see.
Yeah.
Right. And not only that, what we did too is whenever we go to stages, every other stages, or whenever we're done with one, we move on to the next. Right. We made sure that we give the ROs a little bit of souvenirs.
Really, that's nice.
So we give them a little token of what Las Vegas is, or pins, or patches, and then they do reciprocate it as well. So they have whatever they had in their own country.
Oh, that's nice.
A good example of that is we shot with the Team Sri Lanka for the juniors, right? With the Team USA. So they did the jersey exchange, but they also had these keychains from Sri Lanka, IPSC keychains from Sri Lanka, their country symbol, and then the IPSC logo in the back. So we gave them a little bit of a token of like gifts and small gifts as well. So those are the stuff that goes
that makes it all worthwhile.
It goes beyond those little stuff.
That's right.
It's beyond the medals. Once everybody goes home. You look at your phone, you look at the photos and then the videos, and you look back and be like, hey, you know what? I did this, right? And we exchange jerseys or we exchange, contact information. Yeah. So it's a great atmosphere, and I think, like I said, if anybody has the opportunity to go world shoot, then you should go.
Let's do it. I know as I've mentioned a while ago, JM, there's a lot to talk about the 2025 World Shoot, but maybe this is just a 10% of everything that you would want to say, right? Yeah, but definitely, thank you, man, for sharing to everybody, and maybe we can have a part 2, or maybe invite Migz the next time, and get this point of view of what happened, right? So, well, guys, that's a wrap for us today. So, if you're digging the content, if you loved it, lock and load, like that button there, subscribe, and smash that bell if you can.
Yep.
So you're always in the loop. So I think that's it for us.
Yep. Till next time.
All right. Thank you, guys. Till the next episode. See you in the range.